Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is David. So we are going to do the last of the videos about the hitches, the comparison between the Blue Ox and the Hensley BD3. So since we haven't had a full season with the BD3, I'm going to do just pros and cons of what we found between the two hitches. And then after we've had several months of travels, then I can come back to you and say, okay, these are the additional things that we've encountered, or things we don't like, or things that we do like. So I have put together the list of pros and cons. So let's start with the hitch that we've had since we bought the RV back in 2019, and that is the Blue Ox BXR 7200 hitch. So let's start with the pros. Okay. So the pros for the Blue Ox hitch are, it breaks down into 3 components, and each of those components are not very heavy. So it comes with the head comes off, and then the post, I'm sure you've seen, it comes out, and then you have the base unit. Each of those are very easily handled. The assembly and disassembly of that hitch is very easy. Okay, the self-lubing head. So is that what they're really called? A head? I'm not really quite sure. Anyway, so where the kingpin rests on the hitch, that head is self-lubing, and I think what that is, it's really more like the the ball joints on a vehicle now. You don't grease them; they're self-lubing. So it's like that. It's like a plastic resin of sorts where it stays slick no matter what. So there's no lube plate needed for the Blue Ox. In the upright columns of the Blue Ox, there is these rubber bumpers, like little bitty shock absorbers. So they provide a little bit of the road shock, if you will, from the RV to the truck. So they're not shock absorbers, but they help reduce some of the road shock. There is a tow and maneuver position for the Blue Ox, and I will show you that here in just a moment, and some of the issues we found from that, but staying positive at the moment. Okay, so another pro is the clear acknowledgement of the locking handle. So for example, after you've hitched up and it latches, you know for sure that it is latched. The handle pulls out for making it available to hitch, and then once you've hitched, the handle slides back in place, and as long as your safety pin through the handle lines up, of course always validate, make sure that the claws have come around the kingpin, but it's pretty solid. You know it's in place, so that's a pro. And on the other side of that coin, the unhitching is clear. So for example, when I have set my rig and I lift the front end, I can see a little separation of light between the head of the Blue Ox hitch and the bottom of the fifth wheel hitch. So once I see that little sliver of light, then I know I can pull the handle and release the pressure from the hitch. And now for the cons of the Blue Ox hitch. So we had 2 major issues with the Blue Ox hitch. Okay, so the first one, they were both the same issues, but it happened twice. And I'll reference that somewhere up here, a video that gives you more insight to that. But basically, these bolts that hold the main assembly to the base had backed out. And Tina had heard this just as we were returning from a long trip from Colorado. The screeching, crunching sounds were coming from the bed of the truck. We couldn't tell where they were coming from, but what we found is that the bolts were backing out, and the head assembly was moving on that center bolt, and it was making a lot of racket. So that's one. Okay, another con is the hitch, we believe, has been discontinued. Now, I mean, I know that may not be a big deal. I'm sure parts and stuff are still available, but as far as I know, that hitch is no longer available to purchase. Now, I kind of like the hitch. I like the way it looks. I think it's kind of sleek looking, but you know, it's no longer available. There is movement in the uprights, and if you watch this little video clip right here, so this is the part I'm talking about. So here's the base unit, and here is the uprights. I don't have the head on it, but as you can see, we are in the tow mode, or the towing position. The pin's down. This safety lock is in place, but every time I would take off or stop, this happens. So there's a little bit of movement right there, and that's just enough to create a lot of clanking noise when you're towing with the Blue Ox. It's been a great hitch. It's just there's a lot of slop there, in my opinion, and they need to maybe even put another one of these over here, like that. So as you saw in that little clip, there is a lot of slack, a lot of movement, and we heard that all the time. Every stop, every start, you would hear this clunking type of sound, and it was coming from that movement. It consumes a little bit more space in the bed of the truck than I had hoped. So the base on the Blue Ox is wider than the hitch I'm using now, and a little longer front to back. So the feet of the hitch extends past the rails, both on the cab side and towards the tailgate side. So those are the pros and cons of the Blue Ox hitch. If you have any pros or cons that you like of this hitch, please leave me a comment down below. I would like to hear your point of view. Okay, flipping the page over to the Hensley Trailer Saver BD3. And I believe this would probably apply to both the BD3 and the BD5. All right, so being positive first, let's start with the Trailer Saver BD3 pros. Okay, so just like I mentioned moments ago about the con of the Blue Ox with it extending past the rails and being wide, the BD3 kind of lives within its space. So the BD3 mounts right along the rails. It doesn't extend past it. And it's a little bit narrower. I think I said this in my video. Is that right? Narrower? It's more narrow than the Blue Ox. So I gain space on both the left and the right sides of the hitch. And that has proven so far to be useful space. It is a heavy duty build. I mean, the jaws on this thing are about an inch thick. The metal, I mean, you can see where this thing is it's solid. I mean, it's built like a house. It just looks extremely solid. And so far it, feels that way. Another pro is there is no forward and back movement of this hitch. I mean, it feels solid in the bed. Unlike the Blue Ox, where there's a little bit of movement in that head, there's nothing. There is no forward and backward movement of that hitch, and I feel that lack of movement is being translated up into the truck, into the driver's seat. I don't feel that movement. It's air ride, so we have the comfort of having the shock absorbers, if you will. There are truly shock absorbers on this hitch. And we have the airbags to absorb the bulk of the movement up and down. Also, now, I had nothing to prove this, but I've watched a few other channels and reviews of the Trailer Saver, not necessarily the BD3, but it helps to reduce some stress on the frame of the RV. And I guess that makes sense to some degree because it allows it to move a little bit more left and right. It allows the RV to roll a bit more, reducing that stress on the torque and the twisting of the RV frame. So those are my pros for the Hensley Trailer Saver BD3. Cons. Okay, it is not inexpensive. This is a very, I shouldn't say very costly. It is more than what I paid for the Blue Ox. I bought this straight up. The only deal that I got was they had free shipping as long as I bought it by a certain date, which is what I did. All right, it requires a lube plate. Now, not a big deal, but it's just that one more thing I've got to buy, maybe keep one on hand should something happen to the one I've got. I think you can actually just use grease if you want, but I mean, who wants to do that? The locking mechanism. So I had commented earlier on the Blue Ox, knowing that it's locked in position. It's sometimes hard to tell. I mean, that it's latched. Now, you do look and you can see the jaws have clasped around the kingpin, but the handle on this is just locked, ready to receive, and unlocked. And other than a red stripe on the handle, it's really not clear that it's ready to unhitch or it's latched in position. It's also not easy to tell when you're unhitching. So, for example, when I would unhitch with the Blue Ox, once I saw a little bit of gap between the head and the bottom side of the hitch, I'm sorry, of the kingpin, I knew for sure that I had separated, if you will, from the hitch, and I could pull the release lever. Well, with the BD3, because of the airbags, is what I'm guessing, because of the airbags are coming up as you're taking pressure off of it. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm released from the head. And what I've had to do is just look and kind of look around, and I kind of see the head move a little bit freely. At that point, I noticed that I think I can move the handle into the release state and then detach from the RV. And then lastly, and this maybe just be due to my inexperience at this point with the hitch, but I think it's going to take some tweaking on air pressures of the airbags, because I've seen on a couple of our drives so far with the hitch, there's a lot of bouncing. And I reached out to Trailer Saver, and they said it just requires finding that sweet spot on air pressure. And because we're not full-timers and we had just bought the hitch, only had a few travels with it, not real long distances. And we also, of course, did the videos about this, but it requires just tweaking of the air pressures. And I think I got it, or pretty close to it, just as I was taking it to storage for the winter season. But hey, soon we'll be getting that back out. So those are my pros and cons of the Trailer Saver. So if you've had either one of these hitches and you're watching this video, please let me know if I've missed something or if there's something that you disagree with. And also, please let us know if you have any comments about other hitches. I'd like to hear your input on that. We've got a lot more stuff coming up this year. I'll have another video here in a few weeks explaining that. But until then, talk to you later.